A small, lonely seed on the forest floor. Once upon a time, there was a small seed that had a big dream. The seed falls into the soil, and a small bud appears, becoming a great and powerful tree. Young seedlings grow slowly, facing wind and rain, a challenging journey. The tree grows into a great and powerful oak tree, standing tall in the woods. But with persistence, dreams come true. A great and majestic oak tree appears in the heart of the forest. In the heart of the forest stood a great oak tree. A stormy night, a lost and frightened little bluebird appears. On a stormy night, a small bird lost its way. The oak tree gently opens its broad branches to protect the bird. The tree offered him safe shelter until morning. The little bird is safely standing on a tree branch, and the sun is shining. Courage is not by size, but by big heart. As the sun rises, the bluebird decides to stay on the safe oak tree. The bird in the great tree found more than just shelter. The bird builds a small, comfortable nest of twigs and leaves on one of the strong oak branches. He's found a home. Another plane joins him, and together they raise a small family in the nest. Soon his family grew under her protection. The oak tree is shown happily observing the family of birds, living among its branches. The tree has become a keeper for generations of feathered friends. The bluebird builds a cozy nest on one of the branches of the powerful oak tree. The bluebird found its home among the branches of the great tree. Another plane joins him, and together they raise a small family in the nest. His family soon grew under her protection. A playful squirrel appears and befriends the family of birds, sharing acorns and laughter. A new and fun friend joined their small community. The oak tree is shown happily watching the family of birds, and squirrels play together. The tree has become home to a happy, close-knit community. The family of bluebirds sings happily in their nest on the oak tree. The great oak tree was home to a happy family. A playful squirrel joins them, jumping between branches and sharing acorns. They were soon joined by a fun-loving neighbor. At the trunk of the tree, a curious hedgehog appears, looking up with glossy eyes. The youngest residents came and found a place for them. The oak tree is shown embracing all its inhabitants. Birds at the top, squirrel on the trunk, hedgehog at the bottom. They all became one big, harmonious family. The oak tree is shown harboring birds in its branches, a squirrel on its trunk, and a hedgehog at its base. The great oak tree was home to a bustling community. As dusk falls, a wise owl opens her big eyes from a cavity in the tree, and at night, a wise guard would appear. The owl looks calmly at other creatures that settle into its sleep. She was silently watching, providing protection for everyone. The entire tree appears, from the roots to the top, embracing all its inhabitants, and forest animals are shown facing small challenges. Young chicks are afraid to fly, and a squirrel cannot find its stock of acorns. Sometimes, everyone needs a little guidance. The guide owl appears, chats kindly with young birds, and presents a map drawn on a leaf for the squirrel. The guide owl was always there to help. Chicks fly with confidence, and the squirrel finds its treasure thanks to all directions. In her words of wisdom, challenges turned into victories. All the animals happily gather around the owl under the branches of the oak tree, thankful for it. Because a true guide doesn't give you the way, it teaches you how to find it. A squirrel and a hedgehog are shown fighting over a shiny walnut, while the birds watch anxiously from their nest. Sometimes, friends forget how to share. The wise owl calmly lands, gently pushing the walnut between them. But the wise owl was there to remind them. A squirrel breaks a walnut and shares it with a hedgehog, happily eating together. Friendship, whispered the owl, is the greatest treasure to share. All the animals come together in harmony, playing under the gaze of the delicate owl and the happy oak tree. Strong winds blow, animals struggle on their own. Birds try to stabilize their nest. Squirrels chase flying acorns, When the storm hit, each struggled alone. The wise owl appears and says, "Together, you are each other's shelter." But the wise owl saw a better way. Everyone works together. A squirrel brings strong branches. Birds weave them in place, and a hedgehog fixes the base with clay. They worked as a team, each contributing their strength. The nest appears strong and safe, and everyone celebrates their success together under the proud gaze of the owl. A large branch falls and closes the entrance to the hedgehog's house. Each animal tries to move it alone and fails. One day, a major obstacle blocked their path. The owl appears and watches their failed attempts, then gathers them, saying, "Think as a team, not as individuals." But the wise owl taught them to think differently. They put a plan together. The birds tie a vine around the branch. The squirrel uses a stick as a lever and pushes the hedgehog from below. They combined their strengths and made a smart plan. Branch moves. Animals are shown celebrating their success. Hedgehog enters home safely. Thus, they learn that there is no insurmountable problem when the collective mind works together. Animals prepare for a chaotic winter. Squirrels run around in circles. Birds randomly try to fix their nest. Winter was coming, and chaos was all over the place. The striped owl appears and gathers them around a large leaf, drawing a plan on it. But the wise owl taught them the power of planning. Animals are shown executing the plan. A squirrel follows a path to collect acorns. Birds systematically build their nest. And a hedgehog collects food in a designated area. Created a plan, set tasks, and worked smartly.